Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Heather Hope. Okay, so today I want to talk about that everything is a story. This is so important, guys. So have you, I know a lot of you know this, but I want to stress it even more because you know how we kind of forget all the time. Like we just kind of forget, and I don't want that to be even an assumption. But as humans, we tend let's stop doing this though. Let's stop forgetting who we are and remember. So let's start affirming for that I'm always reminded of how powerful I am. I just always know. I wake up every morning immediately knowing who I am. So that's a story, right? That's an affirmation. That's a statement. That's an intention. That's all of it, right? It's a belief. It's an assumption. Instead of, because it's so common for all of us to say, well, as humans, we tend to forget, blah, 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 blah. Let's not do that anymore. Let's just always remember who we are. So today I was reminded of creating the story. So I see this every day. I see this, people coming up with stories, or I come up with a story, and my stories, I try to make them a positive thing, a thing that I want in my life. So I make all my stories that way. I don't try, I do. Because I'm very vigilant of my thoughts all the time. Like I'm on my thoughts all day, every day. And that took practice, but I just don't allow my thoughts to go negative. And if they do, it's like mid thought that I change it. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. And I switch it to what I want. So I flip the thought. But today I was reminded again of the story of basically that this is your movie. This is my movie. Like I'm the star of my movie. I'm the writer, producer, director, and actor, main character actor of my story. And everybody in it, I write their story. And I've been doing this for a while, and of selecting characters that I want and not selecting characters that I don't want anymore. I've gotten really good at this of, kind of removing characters from my story. I've been doing this for years. I'm really good at doing that, but and it just takes your focus of the story. So who is in your story, and how are they in relation to you? So today I was like, I'm almost finished with my notebook. I have this thick notebook that I started in December, and I kept thinking that by the time this notebook is done, like me writing in it, that everything will have manifested, or everything will be my reality. So I'm almost done with this. So I'm so excited today to create the main story, like the movie of my life. So today I was like, this is my movie. I am the star. So I started today with, I always start every day with, I am the God of my reality. I am God. I'm the God of my reality. I'm the creator of my reality. I'm the queen of my reality. I'm the empress of my reality. I am the star. So this morning, with thanks to Elmer Locker Jr., his video that he shared on Saturday or Sunday, which is today when I'm recording this, of the thing that he does that has created success in his life. And it's basically the movie, being inside the movie. So he did an exercise with us this morning of putting yourself, like finding a movie that you really love, that you can relate to or whatever, and putting yourself in that movie. And just being in the movie, being in your movie. Like this is your movie of your life, and creating it the way you want it to be. So of course, one of my most favorite movies is Bohemian Rhapsody. And I watched it a couple weekends ago. We lost our cell service, internet service, all of that for like the weekend where I live. And so the one thing that I had was Bohemian Rhapsody saved on my computer. And I hooked it up to our big screen TV and we watched it. And my husband, at the end of the movie, he goes, "That was a good idea. That was a good choice." I mean, I've seen it probably 20 times now, and he's seen it, at least half that many times. And it was just the perfect touch for our life at that moment. And so, each time I watch it, I resonate deeper with Freddie Mercury. And there's lots of scenes in the movie, but when he changed his name, from like Farouk Balsera to Freddie Mercury, and he looked in the mirror and was like, "No going back, only looking forward." And that was his new identity. And he stepped into his new identity of who he was. He knew he was. Who he knew he was. He knew that he was this insanely talented voice, this performer, this singer. And he knew, like, his vision was big from the get-go. And he stepped into that identity every single day. And, I just read a little thing the other day of how they played. Let me know if you've seen the movie, because I highly, highly recommend it, about identity shifting and really being a superstar. That he had been quoted once, like, because they played university pubs and all that for a while until they were discovered. And I guess that time span was 3 years. And Freddie was quoted saying, "I'm surprised it took so long." And so, in kind of the world out there of being being discovered, 3 years of, when you're in your early 20s, they're all university students, that, 3 years of sold out pubs and universities in their, country, or in their area of their country, is really good, first of all. And then being discovered by a big time agent or big time, studio or whatever, 3 years was really good. And, he sped that time up, and he thought that was actually a long time. So he talks about, he created his identity, his new name, all of that, and only looking forward, only looking at what he wants, only looking at the story that he has created, only looking at who he knew he was already, right? And this is the whole thing of manifesting. And he did it. And he's still a freaking superstar today. And he's been, non-physical for 30 something years. So anyway, so I want you to create your story. And I'm doing it today, like, really, really in a big way of, I'm starting my story with the whole, I am God. I am the God of my reality. I am the creator. I am the queen. I am the empress of my reality. I am, right? And then with my name, because with my life plans, the story that I have created, I will be changing my name one more time. I do not plan to change my name again after this, because I create my reality. So, with some changes that are happening soon in my reality, that I will be able to change my name one more time. So, and I'm not disclosing what that is until I come out publicly with that whole story, but it's pretty cool. And it's just the whole, I know that I can have anything I want. And, I discovered that back in, well, I've always thought it, but to really, really believe it, that moment when you really believe something, like you thought you believed it before, and then there's a day that you're like, oh no, I really believe it today. there's this, it's like levels of awareness, right? And so this one day, probably about 8-9 months ago, I just was like, if I can have, or since I can have anything I want, this is what I want. And I've been determined ever since. So it's a whole, I just plugged this one new thing into my dream life that I've created. And yeah, so in my story, it's like my name is Heather, so and so, and then it goes on with my whole story. So, and it's getting bigger and bigger. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how it could get bigger because it's already been really big. My story has been really big for a long time, but I have more imagination around it. And that's what I've been playing with a lot since I've been really digging into Bentino Massaro's work. Absolutely resonate with him so much. And now my clients are, like new client or new, my clients who are new to manifestation, like fairly new, are jumping right into Bentino's work. I'm just like floored. I'm like, good, thank you, because you're going to get this so much faster. It's so incredible. And it's all in alignment with Abraham Hicks and Neville Goddard, and everybody's saying the exact same thing, just different words, right? But some people have words that resonate with each one of us differently, right? So, and a lot of my clients are dipping their toes into Neville Goddard. Just, they're just like right behind me on that. And you just have to you just explore these writers, these speakers, these teachers, and you'll get a deeper understanding. And you just hear different words, different ways of explaining, right? That's why we all resonate with different coaches out there, teachers, and with the way that they present it or the way that they explain things. And that's how we are, right? We resonate with different teachers, and we can resonate with lots of different ones. I have several that I still watch on a daily basis and that I resonate with. And some people I'll resonate with for a few months, and then like they'll say one thing that I know is absolutely incorrect and they're so certain with it. And I'm like, no, I mean, I've been studying law of attraction since 2007, but there's some certain things that are super limiting beliefs still. And as soon as they really dig into certain subjects that I know for a fact from my personal experience that is a limiting belief, then I kind of tune them out, because I'm like, no, because once I really hear something that I just don't believe, I kind of tune people out or teachers out of like, no, they still have some work to do. So especially when they say, I know this without a doubt, it's a fact. And I'm like, oh, no. Because you can create anything to be a fact, right? So there are no facts, right? It's just whatever you believe will be in your life. So if anybody says this is without a doubt a fact, kind of figure that out on yourself. Like, so anyway, so today, create your story, like really fixate on what is it? Who is this main character? You are the main character, but who is that person? Who is it that you truly want to be? And whatever you want is already done. Remember that, right? There's a whole timeline, infinite realities with you being that person, having this, and this, whatever it is you want. Whatever, if you can think it, you can have it 100%. You just have to continue with the story every single day. No, this is who I am. And think of Freddie. Go watch the movie, please. Go watch the movie. And there's a time. So there's a moment. There's several in the movie, but when they're celebrating Freddie's birthday at his family's house, and the band is there, Freddie's girlfriend's there. And Freddie goes over to the piano and plays a song to tune out. They were talking about his upbringing, and he got uncomfortable because that's not who he is anymore, right? So he goes over to the piano to tune them out and sing. He was singing to himself. He was looking in the mirror to tune out everybody talking about his, upbringing that nobody knew about, because he doesn't talk about it, right? I was just talking to my clients the other day of, please stop talking about the old story, right? So his family and his band members were talking about the old story that he does not resonate with. So he was tuning himself out from that story. And so he was singing happy birthday to himself. And he said Freddie Mercury in the song. And his sister turns to him and is like, Mercury? Really? And he's like, yes. And so his mom said, oh, I'm sure it's just what'd she call it? Like a pen name or a stage name. stage name, right? Freddie, because it was Freddie. He changed it to Freddie first, you know, and then he changed his name to Freddie Mercury. And his mom's like, that's just a stage name. And Freddie goes, no, I changed it. I had it changed legally, my passport and everything. And then his father was not very happy with that comment. And they're all just looking at him. And he looks in the mirror at himself and he goes, no looking back, only forward. And it's just that whole scene was so beautiful because it just shows us that there is no looking back. Unless you want to keep recreating that old story, then look back. But if you don't, if you want a whole new identity, you could do this in any second of any day. You can do this right now. You choose. You're so powerful. You are so powerful. You're more powerful than anybody knows. I don't believe anybody truly knows how powerful we are. I don't. I truly believe that we are insanely powerful, that nobody truly knows how powerful we are. So test it. Like, test how powerful you are. Just by your thoughts, your intentions, just what you're looking at, what you believe, whatever you're stating in every moment. Who are you? You have to claim it. Like, when you know this power, your life changes. It doesn't necessarily change when you just do these affirmations and you're just like going with the flow, whatever. When you actually dig into this and understand who you are and you claim that and you say it every single day and you're like, I am the God of my reality. I'm the one who chooses. No one else. No one has free will in my reality. I'm the only one who's able to choose. Nobody can insert themselves into my reality. No one can do anything to me unless I have allowed that to happen. When you get to that power, you can do anything. I know you can do anything. I just have this just real incredible feeling that we are, all of us, that we are supernatural, that we are superhuman, that we are barely human, right? That we are so much more powerful than we ever could comprehend. So create the story, dig into the story every day, remind yourself every single day, use affirmations to say, you know what, I wake up every morning in my desired reality. I wake up every morning knowing who I am. I wake up every morning knowing my power. I am reminded all day long of my power. Like, these are better affirmations. This is self-concept affirmations. If you need help with creating your story, it goes kind of hand in hand with my free course, Create Your Dream Life in 7 Days, where I take you through all the areas of your life to create what it is that you want. Like, decide. All you're doing is deciding. You're choosing your reality. And think of it like, it's like a choose your own adventure book. I've been saying that for a long time, that this is how life feels to me, is that it's a choose your own adventure. That's it. What do you want to do? What's your next adventure? You decide. So you decide your dream life. You have it all in a story form. At the end of the 7 days, you have it in a story form. And you focus on that. And you can you focus on that new story of your dream life, of you in this dream life. And you can condense it down. Like, play with it with your imagination, because your imagination is real. Live in your imagination all the time. And play out different scenarios, whatever you can think of. Live in your 4D, live in your imagination all the time. Always looking, always imagining these scenes in your new scenes all the time, new things all the time. So you're deciding your new reality, and you can condense it down to one simple affirmation at that point about living your dream life. I love living my dream life. I am living my dream life right now. I am so thankful, so grateful, whatever you want to say. I'm living my dream life now. But specify your dream life. Create that new vision. Sign up for my course. The link is down below. If you need more help, more coaching, I will be posting the new link maybe I have already, I don't know when this is coming out, but um, it's a reality shifting VIP group. I'm not quite sure what the name of it is yet, because I've changed it a few times. I've been doing it for the last 2 months, really tweaking, really seeing how this is playing out. I think we've got 17 amazing group members right now, members. And you can join our VIP group. It's just, I'm helping my clients weekly in group coaching on like a Zoom type of call. And then I post a weekly video for them to help them on their journey. Like it's basically based on what came from the call. So every Monday night we do a call, and then by Friday I release a video, and it's typically based on kind of what's going on with my group members, of helping them shift into their new reality, the reality that they have chosen, the story that they have chosen. So this video kind of went a different way because I had some other thoughts about it before, but about creating stories. So create good stories, like about the people in your life. I had this one, just really quick. I had this one friend that I had texted a couple times last week, and I didn't hear back. And I'm like, And so the third day I texted, nothing yet. And then I stopped by his house. I had this inspiration. It was because he had said that, I could anytime. I was going to go check out something that he has. And so I was just like, I'm not a person who goes to people's houses uninvited, but I've been there numerous times and he's invited me. He's just one of those cool guys that doesn't mind. And so I was dropping off some documents nearby, and I was like, I'm going to just drive by and see. And then so I did, and I stopped. And then I went out and I called, and he picked up. And then, before all that, the whole point of the story was, so when you have a friend, doesn't matter what kind of friend it is, say it's an SP, a friend, whoever, family member, whatever it is, anybody. And let's say you called somebody or you texted them and you're not hearing back. So what is the typical story that you will have about that? Depends on the person, right? This is what I'm talking about. All these little stories that we make up of why they're not texting back or calling back or whatever, right? So instantly you might think, they're ignoring me. What did I do? Or what did I say? Like we turn it on ourselves. That's self-concept. That's an area to work on right there. So if you have those thoughts, especially if you're manifesting an SP, look for this. This is why we do coaching every week, because I can hear these limiting beliefs and it's like, no, you need to work on that. Because if you instantly are thinking they're ignoring me, they don't like me anymore, blah, 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 that is a terrible story to say. And that is exactly what will play out if you continue that story. Like in that moment you created that, like in that moment, that story is, because you're so powerful. That's what's so incredible about being powerful. It's almost kind of scary too at times, because you were so powerful in that moment, you just shifted into that reality. This is why everything matters. So the last time I had spoken to him, everything's always great between us. Like we never have any issues. It's always great. We're really great friends. And so after 3 days though of not hearing back, I'm like, my first thought was not this again, because we've done this before. We're not doing this crap anymore. And then I was like, nothing happened the last time I saw him. Nothing. We're always good. That's my story with him. We're always good. He's like a really cool guy that we always get along great. Like there's never anything wrong between us. That's part of my story with him. And the other thing was, so I was just kind of thinking, well, what do I want this to be? Like, how do I want this to be? So I said it one time and I didn't really necessarily believe it. I didn't believe it. I said to myself, oh, maybe he just didn't get the messages. He's a really busy guy. Well, he's a busy guy. And maybe he just didn't get the messages. And so when I stopped by, one of the first things he's like, oh, great, I'll come on out, blah, blah, blah. Because I was going to go look at something he had. And he was happy to see me. And then I said, are you ignoring me? And he's like, no. And he's like, he was thinking about the text that I sent like an hour prior. And then at the end, when I was leaving, I said, well, I texted you like 3 days in a row. He's like, what? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, I didn't get them. And then I was just like standing there like, son of a, like what? That's typically not the norm for him. He typically gets all my messages. So that's a story to change, right? So I changed it to something that was, because he didn't text me. So I changed it to, he just didn't get the text. So now I just have to work on that story a little bit of, no, he gets all my texts and he texts me right back, right? Working on that story. So watch these stories because you want them to be in your benefit, right? You want them to be, for somebody to, you'd rather want somebody not getting your messages than to be ignoring you, right? Big difference. You would rather have them text you right back. And that's typically the norm for me, for him. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I just forget it. But so I want you to pay attention to all these little stories and make them benefit you in some way and watch them play out. Watch people, parrot back to you what you just made up. It's pretty incredible. You're so powerful that you're creating your entire reality. So like it or not, you're doing this. You're doing all of this based on your stories. So there's, at first you're going to be like, gosh, there's so many stories. And just day by day, that's all it is. I tell my clients just day by day, work on this day by day, because it does take some time to work through these things. And after a bit of time, you're going to be like, oh yes, things are really working out. Okay, I'm going to let you go now. And I will talk to you on the next video. Bye guys.